I thought I'd record a new video showing you how to do the Obama Hope poster with your own image. Right, so what I've done is I've got a Obama Hope poster which I've already linked to you. It's on the background at the moment. I'm going to use this in the background and put my own face. Not sure who this guy is, but I'm going to put my own type of face onto the top of this and basically make my own poster with myself. Okay, so with image, I want to actually have a look at the image size. So it should be at 1000 and the height should be 15, and I need a resolution of 72. Okay, so we're just going to make sure of that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this headshot here on screen and cut it from its background. So what you need to do is get the quick selection tool. So if you're looking around, quick selection tool is here, and what you do is you just move it around the image like so, and assuming you have pretty much the right background, it should closely kind of cut out bits and pieces. Down in this little section here, if I press my Alt key, I can kind of press it out. If there's parts of your face that haven't copied over, that's something you can just tidy up by pressing the Alt key. The next thing I'm going to do is, well, this has selected the wall on the outside. I don't really want to select the wall on the outside, so I need to change what I'm selected. So I'll go inverse, which changes to selecting my head here to copy. Okay, it's also got a little bit on this edge here, which if I press the Alt key, I can get rid of. So it's just selected my head. What I can do from this point is I can just cut it. Control X and come over here, and then I can paste my head right in the middle of this gorgeous poster. Now the next thing I can do, once I've got it over to this little headshot, I want to take the background off, and I want to make this headshot in the right spot. Now I can use this move tool here to move it up and down, and I've got like a few other little things that I want to do. That's about in the right spot. I'll probably go a little bit higher. Yep, that's about where I want it. Looking good. I can also transform the image. I can free transform it or transform it. I can make it if it's not big enough. I can make the image bigger or smaller depending on what I wish to do at this stage. So I'm just working on this layer here. With a double click, it'll remain the same. Now here's a little interesting thing that I'd like to show you. We're going to go to the filter gallery now. So click on the filter gallery, and that's of course come up with the last thing that I was using. We're going to go to artistic and cutout. Now if I have a look in the cutout area, I need to make it 5 levels and have an edge of 5. Now the trick is I want to be able to see all of my face. So if there's parts of my face that aren't looking like they're missing or whatever, I can always cancel out of this and change through levels or brightness and adjustments the contrast on my face, and a lot of people don't do this. So I'll need to get the contrast, particularly around the eyes area, is pretty important to do. So I'll go back to the filter in the filter gallery, and of course it's gone there again, and I can see now more of my face. I've got that a little bit of shine on the side, and it's looking quite good. So I'll go okay. So I've managed to do that, and then the next thing I'm going to do is click on the adjustment layer. So I've got this layer here just selected, and I'm going to look down here. I'm going to go on this little, it's that little circly thing. I'm going to go channel mixer. Okay, so I'll click on that, and then I want to check on monochrome. So it's going to change it to monochrome. Okay, and we'll close out of that, and I can click back on this into the adjustment panel. It's tricky because it doesn't actually say adjustment panel on it, and we want to select posterize. So down here. All right, and we need to change it from 4 levels to 5 because we're going to have 5 colors. So you just wiggle it along like so. Now, at any stage I start to lose eyes or I lose face definition, I can go back and, particularly with this layer under here, change the contrast so that I can see more of itself. This is the skill in making your own Obama poster. It's the thing that we'll be looking at. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is click on the adjustments panel again, and this time we're going to choose gradient map. So not gradient. Going to scroll down and go to gradient map. So you can see that one there, gradient map. Now here's the trick. This one here has grabbed from light through to dark. We want to change that to light, dark through to light. Depends on what you've got. That's dark through to light, light through to dark. That makes a lot more sense. So you can still see the face there, and it's looking quite good. The next thing we're going to be doing is, if we click on this gradient, double click on it, then the editor is going to open. Now this is the gradient editor. This is the thing that is going to select all of our colors for us. The first thing to do is we're going to click on the darkest color, this black bit here. These are stops. Wherever the colors go, this is gradients from light to dark, and it's the stops that go along. So we're going to stop 0, and we're going to double click on that, and we're going to type into here 0, 0, 3, 2, 4, D. Okay, click OK, and then you see that the colors have changed there. Now we want to click along the bar around about 25%, doesn't matter if it's not perfect, and we're going to click on 25, and we're going to change that color again. So I'll click on the color, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to go E0, 1, 8, 2, 5. All right, see that? And I go OK, and there you go. Now I'm going to click in the middle, or thereabouts. Wow, so close, 47%. 50% is the middle, and I'm going to click on that color. And this color's number is 7, 4, 9, 8, A, 4. And click OK. Now I'm going to click roughly at 75%. 75%, and double click on, just make sure that's on 75. Click on the color, and the next thing is F D E 5 A 9. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that because you'll know why in a minute. And then the next color is the white one, location 100. Double click on that and paste. So I want that the same color. So the white one here is going to be the same color as that one over there. Okay. Now click OK. I'll close these out because we don't need to know them anymore. Now these are all of the adjustment layers, so we're just going to hide them. Okay, so don't click on, so you make sure the eyeballs are gone. Okay, so now we're going to make the halftone pattern. So we've got just our layer 1 selected, and I've deselected all of these other layers. What we need to do is using our magic wand tool with a tolerance of 10 and sample size 5 by 5. You might have pixel size. If you got a pixel size, that'll be 4. Then I'm going to look for the second lightest area, and what I might find is easier is if I select the channel mixer eyeball, so I can actually see which one is the lightest and the second lightest sort of colors to grab. So I think I'm going to go for that one, and that's selected. All of that. Make sure you've got sample all layers on when you are selecting it. You can do a refine edge and then make it a little bit better. So that's where I can get the 4 pixels and go OK, and that's going to give me a nice fine sort of edge to grab. Next thing I've got to do, if I want to make this easier, I'll just deselect that channel layer there, and I'll click on the create a new layer icon. Once I've created a new layer, I am just going to go to add layer mask, and you'll get this bit come up here. Now I'm going to click on the open layer thumbnail, this section here, this page, and I'm going to click in my color area, and I'm going to select 50% for the brightness, if that makes sense. Probably the easiest thing to do is if I swap around to my black and white sort of area, click on that black one, and 50% there. So I've got 50% grey, the white underneath it. I made a mistake before, selecting the wrong thing. Grabbing that, now I'm going to fill, so Alt Delete to fill that area with a 50% grey. I'm going to go now to the filter gallery, selecting that halftone pattern with the contrast 50 and the size 1, go OK, and you notice now that it's filled with the 50% grey, and then there's a white. That's the 50% grey there and the white there. That's pretty nice. The next thing to do is to click all of these areas, and you'll notice that if I zoom out, I've got my halftone pattern in the second lightest color. It doesn't, it's not quite the same as the Obama Hope poster, but it's pretty reasonable. All right, so let's get this background going. So I'm just going to unclick all these layers just to get rid of the confusion. So each layer, you know what it does. We're looking at the background, and we're going to be grabbing these areas and filling it with our grey colours. Now the greys underneath the channels, underneath these things, changes the color. Simple as that. So we're going to grab the areas and fill them with the colors, and then it should be fairly easy. We're going to use this background layer because it's locked, and we're going to use that to make our selection work the best. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to make a marquee, inverse my selection, so it's the other way around. And I want to go up above my picture layer, which is probably the best one to do, and click create a new layer, and that's going to be my my rectangle layer, and I want to fill that with a white. So that's going to be the other layer. So to make that a white, I'm going to put the brightness as hang on, I'm going to click there first, so black on top of white. Click him, make my brightness 100, Alt and fill, and that will make it white. You can just select white as the color. It's probably just as easy. Alright, so there's my first layer, and I'll put that on top. You can keep that, deselect, so that's the white. Now I'm going to do the red part, so you can see my picture sitting there. I'm going to do the red, which I want it to sit behind my picture. There's my picture. I want to sit behind it, so I'm going to have to make a layer that is just above the background. So here's my background layer, and I'm going to do the blue now. So I'm going to select that blue area. Okay, so we're going to fill this layer with our light blue. So of course I need to make it the light blue color. So if I go to 75%, it might be the light blue. I can't remember. 75% of the brightness, that's that light grey, so that's going to be that light blue. Fill with the colour over that way. The next thing to do is deselect. Now I'm going to fill it with the red section, so I'll just go over here, and I'm going to select red, which I think is around about 25%, I think. So I'm going to fill that with the 25% red. Let's see how that guessing was. Whoops. So obviously the blue is the 50%. So I might just reselect that, deselect, and reselect that one there. Click in there. I think the blue was 50%. There you go. And select that. Let's check my colors. Yep, very good. As you can see. Now I need to select the darkest color because I'm going to need to do the hope bit. So I'm going to click the eyeball off there, and I'm going to go back to here, deselect, and select this hope bit. Now what I want that to do, I want the hope part to at least cover where my tie is, just like Obama's. So I might just leave that open there, and then I'll deselect, place it in the correct spot so that I don't lose my tie, like so. Deselect that one, and then put this in this area, so that I want to fill that with 25%. I think that's going to be my second, no, it's the darkest, 25. Keep forgetting. Doesn't really matter, because I can always fill it again. Let's just check. Nope. I want it to be filled with 0. That will be that dark blue. Yup. Beautiful. Unclick everything. So make the eyeballs visible on all the layers. And there you have it. My Obama Hope poster for myself. Probably a few little tweaks that I could do with my hair, the colors of my hair. I could change my contrast so that I had lighter sort of hair colors, but you know, with the Obama poster, you know, he's got that dark sort of tone of the hair. I could make my hair much darker on my original photo, so that it's more like my beard, to get a nice solid shape, but on the whole, not too shabby. Of course, when I wanted to print this, I can put it all together like so. Beautiful. Deselect, and there you go. Lovely Obama Hope poster. The next thing I would do is I want to write text. I can do that with selecting the text tool and writing the appropriate font in that section there. But this should get you through.